a little bit more about myself as well as the freshonline.ph. Why don't we watch a video first?
Can you get me some chocolates? Please.
Sure, anything for you.
Hi. The baby makes me sound nice. Please.
Okay, no problem. I'll check the fridge.
Hon, can I make another request?
Okay.
I like octopus sashimi and steamed spicy lobster for lunch tomorrow. I like octopus sashimi and steamed spicy lobster for tomorrow. Please. Octopus sashimi and steamed spicy sashimi
Where in the world would I find these at this ungodly hour? Having problems looking for your seafood needs? freshonline.ph is the answer to your woes. Seafood? Name it. We have it. Fresh from the shore, direct to your door. freshonline.ph. Fresh seafood, great value. Get it online.
I don't think I want baked scallops for breakfast. Real
Alright, I'm just going to speak. Jay, you want to take a seat? So I'm just going to speak without the mic, is it okay?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, let me know if you can't hear me, okay? Now, I'm sure, let me see, I'm a Malaysian, so I'm not local. So sorry, I can't really speak and understand Tagalog, but I'll try to learn. Because, I've been here for a very short time. Now I live here permanently. So I only moved in about a month and a half ago to live here permanently. But I spent the last 2 years really preparing for this project. Alright? So now, why the first slide that says a media professional turns seafood fanatic? Now, like all of you here, I used to be from media field. I spent the last 12 years in international media, and I actually started out with General Electric in the finance field, and then I moved on to CNBC. So then after that, I went on to AETN, which owns History Channel, CI, Crime Investigation, and Bio. So I was one of the founding Asia Pacific team for the network from the US. And then my last job in media was actually in Viacom. So that's that's MTV and Nickelodeon. And in fact, we actually established a partnership in Philippines. Alright. So me being a media person, people who know me professionally, they can't really imagine me getting into a food business. Because I'm always like the so-called sophisticated city girl that doesn't really go to the wet markets or maybe not even supermarkets. But very few people actually know that I come from a very, very small fishing village in Malaysia. It's really small. The population is only less than 100,000. But it's one of the biggest fishing hubs in Malaysia. So all over Malaysia, most of the 80% of the seafood actually have to go through my fishing village, which is the reason why my village has one of the first export factory to Japan. And then they process a lot of octopus. Okay, so that's why the pictures that you see here. This is actually pictures from my hometown. All right, and then you can see that is the sunset view. And it's even nicer in the morning. So the reason why it's such a big part of this is because see, this is a really small river, but it's so deep that it allows boat trawlers to actually come in, and it connects directly to the ocean. So that was actually the reason why. And then you see, those are the boats that you see. We have two types. There's one type that actually goes out. So just more information. Let me know if I'm speaking too much, but I'm just very, very excited to share a seafood story. So there are two types of boats. One that basically goes up every day and they come back every day. So they probably leave around like 5, 6 p.m. Here in the evening. And then if they get a good harvest, they will come back, maybe at around 8 a.m. in the morning. But those catches are really the smaller ones. And then there's another type of boats that actually goes out like for 8 days or so. Those are equipped with state-of-the-art technology, with radar scheme, really good storage facility. They actually keep the seafood fresh for about 8 to 10 days before they come in. Okay? So, and then you can see, like this is wild grouper. Look at the size of that. This is actually catch from this one. And then you see the old man here? This is one of the uncles that we actually know. He has worked in this industry for probably about, 45 years now? Yeah, and he's really good at picking his seafood. Okay? Alright. And then so, essentially, that's the reason why I grew up literally eating seafood for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. No kidding. Alright? All kinds of seafood for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And even though when I moved to Singapore, when I was 12 years old to study, the blessing did not stop. Because my mom and my family, I have 12 siblings, elder siblings, I'm 30. Wow. And they were always stocking up like the freshest harvest, and then they would deliver it to me, on a periodic basis. So every single time I receive a new stock, I share it with my friends. I cook for them. And so that's the reason why everyone loves me. Because I was always throwing like seafood parties. Okay, and then I was really fortunate because when I started my career life, I always worked in regional. And that allows me to travel, internationally very, very frequently. And everywhere that I go to, I try to eat the seafood there. And it's in the genes, you can't help it. And every single time, I was in Mumbai and I was having like the Sri Lanka crab. I was in Japan for 2 years and I was eating like the freshest sashimi. I was really feasting on the snow crab and the hairy crab. And every single time I want to bring it back for my family. But I couldn't. Because if you grew up, I'm not sure, if you grew up, some of you are probably about my age and some of a lot of you I think probably younger than me. When you grew up in like the late 1980s and then the 1990s, it was kind of difficult to try to bring seafood in and there's no online order, there was nothing, none of this, okay? So I really wanted to share that, I couldn't. So that has always been the biggest regret in my life. And then, so that's the reason why when I had a chance, to really go back into the seafood business, I said, hey, why not? Why don't I bring my dream come true? And I probably the next question that you will have in mind is, what is a Malaysian doing here in Manila? I'm trying to do e-commerce in Manila. Now, that has a very interesting story behind it. My career life never took me to Philippines because I was more in the North Asia region. And in fact, the first time I visited Philippines was in 2014. I was actually taking a break from work, and then I was helping my sister with our seafood trading business. And then I got an invitation from one of our local partners here to say, hey, you never been to Philippines, why don't you come over? So I did. I came with my sister stayed for about a week, and I stayed on for 3 weeks. In fact, I was staying at the Resort World Manila, the apartment there. So then, I was really trying to enjoy and understand the city. And I try to live like a local. I try to, I was doing grocery shopping and etc. And then I was really, really amazed. I was really amazed by the dominance of the fast food culture. It's like everywhere that you go, everyone was eating like fast food, and there's really excessive meat intake here. That really amazed me. From someone who grew up in a very metropolitan city, there's always so much choices, and seafood is always a necessity. But I find that in Manila, for my 3 weeks there, I was so miserable. I couldn't get good seafood because I don't know how to go to the wet market for sure, right? But when I was in the supermarket, I'm like, oh no, I'm not going to buy no seafood, right? So that was the only impression that I had. And then I was like, I don't understand why. Because Philippines is made up of like thousands of islands. Philippines is famous in the world and in the international seafood market for really good quality seafood produce. And why is it that people are not eating it? Or did not have a chance to eat it? And then I realized that, as I was talking to, I take a lot of Ubers and Grab. So every time I get into a cab, I love talking, so I just talk to them. And then they were telling me that, a lot of them did not really have a chance to try the true black tiger shrimp, especially the big size one. A lot of people did not know that Philippines produce abalone. And abalone is one of the biggest export here from Philippines to the Chinese and to the Korean markets. And then you guys have the best red groupers. It's really beautiful. But not many lapu-lapus. Red groupers is big in lapu-lapu, but only the red one with the dotted one. That's the one that's the price one the international market will pay for. Okay? So then I was like, buy and I want people to eat wet markets. So at the end of my stay, I have one conclusion, which is basically I say, my last portion, I promise is a bit short, so a see delicious movement. Now this is a word that I somehow one day I just invented it, okay? Because, well, I love the seafood and it's really, really delicious for those people, right? So a see delicious movement for us, the definition, it should be fresh, easy, and affordable. Now, talking about fresh, how many of you wake up early and go to the wet markets trying to get fresh seafood? Anyone?
Market.
How many of you? Can I have a show of hands? Like you actually go to the wet market to get fresh seafood? I do. You do. So one.
Supermarket.
So 1 out of 3.
3 a.m.
3 a.m. Okay. So 1, 2. So 2 out of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So 2 out of 12 people here actually go to the. Any one of you go to wet markets? Judy. Okay. All right. Now, how many of you know how to clean and prepare a seafood, a raw seafood?
It depends. Depends.
Okay. How many of you? Okay. Let me ask an example then. How many of you, if this is really raw, how many of you can handle this? Anyone?
It depends.
Actually, I can. I can handle the size of this. Yeah. Yes, really clean it, skew it, gutted it, and then really cut it into slices or even fillet it. It's a skill that we acquire when we are child.
Yeah.
And my mom always insisted that if you want to eat your seafood, make sure you know how to handle the seafood. So not many of you knows how to handle the seafood, I suppose, right? Now, how many of you can really cook seafood well? And knowing the nature of every seafood and how to cook it. I mean, not every, but most of the seafood, the common ones.
I can eat it.
See? So, at Fresh Online, we really started this with 3 goals in mind. We know that for working professionals like us, it's a nightmare waking up early and go to the wet market where you really stink. I personally hated it. Okay? So we don't want you to go through that. Now, supermarkets, just now someone mentioned supermarket is an option, right? When you go to supermarket and you look at those seafood, are you really sure that it's fresh? Let me tell you how it works. At a fresh market, those that is on display at the stand in the supermarkets here, you see all the fishes that's been defrosted and they claim that it's fresh. It's actually not. It's what we call chilled fresh. So what they do is, when they get it from the pot, they actually bring it back and they put ice, this is called chilled, and they put it on the stand. Now, if they cannot finish it within the day, they actually bring it back and they put it in the same container and they put ice on it. The next day, they will actually put it up again for sale. So this is what we call it, because we deal a lot with supermarket, and that's the reason why we do it. All right? And a lot of them, for those seafood that's harder to find on a daily basis or on a frequent basis, they actually frozen it, and then they defrost it, and they bring it out and they sell it, and if they can't, they actually freeze it. So what you call fresh in the supermarket, let's be careful about it. Okay? Now, frozen seafood. We are also selling frozen seafood here, right? What is the difference? Can anyone guess? What's the difference between a frozen seafood that you see in the supermarket than a frozen seafood that you see on an online store? Anyone? Okay, let me share this is how it works. When you're at a supermarket, right, the supermarket supplier, they will actually order the stock, but they order in batches or they order in bulk, right? Now, assuming that you ordered like 500 packs today, all these 500 packs, half of them is already packed in portions like this, and then they will probably store like majority in their storage, and then they put up probably 10% within the chest type freezer that you see, right?
Yeah.
Only when they finish, they should bring out the new stuff. Now, at Fresh Online, we don't do that. We have all our products that comes in whole, like for example, salmon. We actually have it in whole, and we put it in our central freezing facility, which is at Navadas. Okay, so we have our own facility in Navadas, and only and we pack just in time. So, for example, when we launch, and we know that for this week, I'm probably going to be sending like 300 packs of salmon. So I will actually inform the factory and they say, hey, every week I'm expecting you to pack about 300 pens. And that is when they actually get it from the central warehousing, they bring it out and then they started to slice it. And then they go pack it. Now, because it's an online store, okay, and we have a physical store, we're starting our first physical store and we'll be expanding more over there. We only keep a week to supply them. All the other we are actually storing it in the central facility. This is to keep the freshness. Because when it's in the central storage facility, because that's equipped with technology and also temperature control, you get the best freshness. And only on a weekly basis, we actually order the quantity that we needed and then we'll transfer it to the store. So that is the difference between the frozen seafood that we supply and the frozen seafood that you get in the market. If you notice about that, when you go to a supermarket, you see a lot of packs with a lot of frost. Ice frost inside the packet. That's because that has been kept for too long.
That is what?
It's been kept for too long in the freezers. Yeah. So at Fresh Online again, we try to offer like the freshest seafood that you can get in Manila. Okay, I can't compare to the island where you get it from the ocean. So I can't compare to that. All right. Now these. So as you can see, most of our products here, except for a few, we actually have it scaled, gutted, and we also have all the prawns deveined and don't be shelled. And then depending on what you need, the style of cooking, just pick the one that you have. And then it's also portion cut. Like the fish that you see at the red grouper, see that is scaled, gutted, gill, so you can just steam it. Just defrost and steam it. You don't have to do any job. Okay? And if I'm really, really, really lazy, choose the fillet. Can someone just pick out the fillet? Yes, the big fish, red grouper fillet. This one. Yeah. Wait. Sorry. So this is from the parrotfish. So you can just do this fish and chips. This is what you get in fish and chips. Yeah. But this is really huge size compared to the miserable portion that you are getting in the restaurant. Okay. And then what is really, really fascinating is we have a lot of online recipes and we're trying to grow that. Is to select the really easy to prepare seafood recipes, and you can do it online. But we have one. But you will find that our recipes are probably very different from all the other recipes in that we actually focus on simplicity and authentic to the taste. We want you to taste the real seafood as it is. Most of the seafood should not be deep fried and should not be grilled. You only do that when the seafood is not fresh. When it's really fresh, you eat it as it is. Like for example, in my family, when we eat like red grouper, we never deep fry. We only steam it with soy sauce and honey. That's it. So just a little bit of soy sauce, mix it with water, really good quality honey. Steam it depending on the size. So for example, this size, you probably steam it for about 20 to 25 minutes. And then when it's almost done, with the sauce that's ready, you just pour it over. And then if you are really diligent, just fry some garlic and you just sprinkle over. That is the way to enjoy a red grouper. You will really find the sweetness and tenderness. It should not be deep fried, and it should not be marinated. Yes, this is how confident we are with the quality of the seafood. That we encourage you and to spread the message really that we should eat seafood right. Okay? And also what is really exciting is what in the very near future, I'm expecting in probably about 2 months' time, we're going to launch a range of pre-mixed sauces. That you can just order your seafood, order your sauces, and with instructions. So either you steam it, you boil it, or if you want, pan fry it, and then just pour the sauce over and you can have it. So we are really trying to make, which is why we are calling on this as a movement, because we want people to start eating healthy. Be good to yourself. Okay? Alright, and then affordable. So I'm going to have a game to show you how affordable our seafood is later. So I shall not review anymore, but I'll let Mike I'll let Mike post the game later. Okay. Now, and I was very fortunate. So as you mentioned, as you see, right, my attorney is actually co-founder. So I do have a local partner, and my local partner is a very, very seasoned seafood industry player. And the only reason why he supported me in doing this is because he has a strong belief that seafood is expensive because of the multi-layers of distribution.
Yeah.
And he has a vision also to get seafood to people at a cheaper cost, so that more people can opt to choose seafood as a regular diet. And then now, Jack. Now I'm going to talk about Jack. How did Jack? That I was trying to understand the market, and so I was actually getting friends from Singapore to really introduce me to people here that I can speak to explore the idea and to really firm out how do we do this. And I remember the first time I met Jack, I didn't know about the traffic here. It was crazy. I was supposed to meet him at 6. I did not get to the hotel at 8. So he waited. And then, and initially I was actually looking for Jack to help me build up the platform.
Yeah.
Because Junk Digital is very, very strong and very well known in the industry for having very strong technical lead. So I was actually asking him to say, hey Jack, can you help me build up a platform? And I had this idea. And when he heard that I'm doing seafood, he got really, really excited. And then we spent the next 2 hours talking with just about this instead of the technical part. And then I actually went to his office the next day and said, hey, how can we take this further? So, really, we can't really launch this freshonline.ph without Jack and without Junk Digital. All the teams here that you see, they've been working with me. Like I'm difficult and demanding because I want everything to be perfect.
Yep.
It's quality of the seafood, quality of the platform that we are building. So I've been a nightmare, but they were very, very accommodating. So I will leave it to Jack right now.
Actually, just to expand on that story. When I first heard about the concept, because as you know, no one has ever attempted or done something like this. And because there's a lot of money that's being made by a lot of the layers, but obviously when you have the suppliers, when it comes to us, there's a lot of middlemen. So by the time that it probably would double the price or triple the price that you would normally get. So when I first heard about it, and I wanted to be not just a platform provider, because we could have done it, right? We could have made she would pay us and we build a platform for her. But because of the concept, it's really, really strong. Anyone that if you're any regular businessman, once you hear an idea and it's crazy enough, right? It's worth everyone's time. Because obviously, like us, we do have a lot of other opportunity, other projects as well, right? So we have an office in Myanmar, Indonesia, Cambodia. But when I heard about this, people they didn't know, we really want to be part of this because, for one, personally, I wanted to eat healthier. Because it's hard to get, even salmon, right? When you go to a wet market, and I only went with my wife once. And never wanted to go back again, right? But it's really hard because sometimes you don't know how to pick seafood, right? You don't know if it's really fresh, if it's really they're saying it's just fresh catch. So when we talked and I said we will help you build this movement because we are marketers now. I'm not a seafood expert. Some of the fish here also, and some of the lobster. The first time I actually saw a lot of them, like the Boston lobster, the one with the. Anyway, it's really good. So for us, we wanted to be involved. We wanted to build a movement because we're marketers, right? We're digital marketers. We wanted to build this very good product and to offer it to as many people as possible. And for me, I wanted to talk more about the target market. This concept is really made for people in Metro Manila. As you know, a lot of the young people, and they're trying to be healthy, right? They're trying to eat healthy, they're trying to work out, but their time is more difficult actually. So they have no time to wake up in the morning, like 4 a.m. because they go home at 11 p.m. because of the traffic, diba? And you have to wake up early to get fresh seafood. So this is tailor-made for them. You don't have to go to the wet market to have access to this. So the concept really is for people like us to have access already to fresh seafood, and hopefully people will talk about it. And we feel that with the products that we have and the prices, we have a commitment to be cheaper than most of the products that you'll find. So that's the commitment, and we really wanted to bring the price down. And with that concept, we feel that the market will really embrace it, eat healthier and try out a lot of stuff. Kasi one of the things Eileen is and the team behind Fresh Online, they're really experts in seafood, and we wanted to tell people this is the right way to cook, this is the right seafood, and this is very healthy. So yeah, and that's why we're very happy to be part of it. And we feel with your help also, more people would get to know that this is already an option. You can buy all the seafood at very affordable prices.
And just to add on, Jay and I, we were talking, and we really wanted, we appreciate to help spread the message that we want people to try the seafood even before they buy. So, even with our small store that we're setting up in Makati, in our street, in the small, I actually have like tables set up, and we are going to offer a tasting service. So at a price, so you bring it, but we don't entertain any more than 10 people, so it has to be less than 10 people per group. And then at a price that is really, really affordable, you get to try different kinds of seafood. And that's it. And then we can spend time really talking to you and really educate. We don't mind doing it slowly because for us, this is really a long-term commitment that we're trying to change the perception of eating seafood. So, we don't mind doing it for the long term, but we really want people to start appreciating seafood as it is. So, we actually welcome you and your friends and family to actually come in and then get to try the seafood. We'll be announcing this on our website.
Thank you, Eileen, and thank you, Jet, for sharing with us your seafood story. And of course, for sharing with us the Jump Digital and Fresh Online partnership. Okay, we'd just like to remind you that you can still upload your photos on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram with our hashtag freshonline.ph and share with us your seafood stories. And later, we'll pick a winner or who will bring home, of course, seafoods from Fresh Online PH and Jump Digital. Now, of course, maraming questions on how if you're interested in ordering seafoods online, how to go about it, how to order online. Now we'll share with you a short video. It's a step-by-step process on how to sign up for Fresh Online PH. So let's watch this. We'll send you a copy of the videos and it will be uploaded on the website. Right now, we can send you, after this, we can send a copy of the video para may guide you can share it on your